nigga.
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean. Now, when we get in deep end with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, yes, family. We got to talk about this important subject here tonight. We are going to be talking about surviving race soldier encounters in Black America. We definitely have to talk about this important subject because, as we all know, we saw our young brother and hero, upstanding member of the community, young 23-year-old brother, Senior Airman Roger Fordson, was brutally murdered by a race soldier. Nothing but an execution. We can't call it anything other than that, no matter what the white supremacists try to say. That was unjustified. Some of their own people are coming out to say that was unjustified now because they know how this looks when you just be this blatant with the white supremacy. They had the young brother's funeral. So again, I want to send my deepest condolences to his family and his friends and loved ones. Nobody should ever have to know what it's like to bury their child. That really strikes a particular chord with me, being that he was a young service member. Everybody knows my background. I'm retired ex-military. I'm really trying to compose myself and put together a broadcast so I can go further into my thoughts on that. But I really don't trust myself with that, to be honest with you, family. However, tonight we're going to be talking about learning the lesson that we got from that horrendous tragedy of seeing that young man brutally killed like that. We're going to be talking about what to do when we encounter these race soldiers. And we're going to be reviewing some of the words of a Grandmaster teacher that's still with us on these particular issues. And we're going to be reviewing a situation about what you don't do when you encounter race soldiers. Because, see, unfortunately today, due to the horrendous treatment that we've suffered in America, as Black people, it is understandable for us to be on edge with these demonic race soldiers and just start going based off of emotions in our dealings with them. But you must never make decisions in a war, because that's what this is. They've declared warfare upon our people. You must never make decisions in a war based off emotions. If you do that, you can better believe that you're going to have the worst possible outcome in any given warfare scenario. So we're going to be talking about some solutions over here tonight, analyzing some things. And definitely I want to get the thoughts of the brothers and sisters in the chat room. We like to participate over here. This is not one of those channels where people, and I'm not telling nobody how to run their platform, but you got some folks, they only acknowledge people in the chat if they pay them. And I'm like, that's not my style. I have more respect for my audience than that, because I'm no better or higher than any of you. I consider myself a fellow brother, sister in the community, trying to work to solve the issues in the community. And that's how I'm going to always keep things. So That's it. We go ahead and greet those of you who are my esteemed guests joining us over here tonight. Go to make sure I see everyone. I see the good sister Sandra Evans in the building. My good sister V Mosby in the house. Patricia Slade is joining us. The good brother Tony's over here. Patricia Jenkins is over here, the brilliant librarian. My good brother Lee Holmes is over here. Jason Ferreira, I see you, brother. Nightfall Drop is joining us. Michael Williams. I see the good sister Cheryl Bryan. Hadn't seen you in a while. Welcome back, sister. Glad you're over here. My good brother Seven Skills is in the building. Jesse Paris, a.k.a. Shay and Kruma, is over here. The good sister Only Pamela's Way is over here. I see, make sure I don't miss anybody. I see Jaybird in the house. Let's see, make sure. Anyone else? My good brother CRU Ray Alley is over here. The good sister Mrs. L, I see you. Diesel Mike is joining us. The young brother Josh Norris is over here. Let's see. Dad Miller TV, what's going on, my brother? I see you. Hot One is joining us, and Joe 32 is over here. Salute and welcome to all of you and everyone that will be joining us in attendance over here tonight. Now, I need to make a statement on recent events that we've seen. I won't be going into much detail here on this broadcast, but I'm going to be covering it very soon. And all of you, if you pay attention to the community tab on this channel, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Everybody knows where I stood on the Dittler situation from day one. I'm going to go further into that because I have a broadcast coming up addressing the Dittler antics. And it's going to put a lot of things in perspective for black men and black women, okay? And especially in these particular spaces, online and offline, to be honest with you. Because we got to be serious about something. We got to be honest about something also. Unfortunately, in these spaces over here where we are, the Black First, pro-black sector, new black media space, whatever you want to call it, you got a lot of bleed over from other places where you have some black men that hate black women and some black women that hate black men. But see, the reason why they come to these spaces, this is something I've been meaning to call out for quite some time. Reason why they try to hover around these spaces, they got one foot in and one foot out. They know that if something happens to them, they're going to need the support of the community. But at the same time, they have a loathing for half of the community, no matter which side of the aisle it's on, whether it's black men or black women. And unfortunately, with this Dittler situation, let me tell y'all something right now. And I want you to pay attention to what your brother's about to say. In fact, I wish I should wait till there's more people in here because it's something I want to make clear. But I'm going to go ahead and say this and I'll repeat it later as more people come in. Ladies and gentlemen, with this Dittler situation, I'm going to tell you the only silver lining about it, as with many events here in recent times, it forces people to show where they stand on particular issues from a moral standpoint, okay? I'll give this admonition to brothers and sisters in here listening to me and anybody else is coming. I'm going to repeat it because it's important. You're going to be disappointed in some folks, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's a lot of people that you may have a lot of respect for. I expect they're going to take a certain position on this Dittler thing because, unfortunately, you have some cancers in the community that are masquerading as respectable people, okay? I don't have to call no names. Y'all going to see what I'm talking about because, see, when you look at that particular footage and you see what he did, I see it on my community tab on Twitter. I said it on Instagram. I put it on Patreon. There is no excuse for what we saw in that video. The only possible way where you could see that and say it was justified is if that woman would have had a knife, a gun, and was trying to harm you or your family member. Outside of that, you beating down on an unarmed combatant like that, that's cowardly, it's demonic, and it's evil. You're going to see some people using these tactics. You're going to see some people doing the whataboutism tactic when we're talking about something that a degenerate in our community have. They're going to try to be slick and deflect. Well, what about Dana White and all these other white people? Like, okay, we know what they did is wrong, but that's in their community. See, they try to use that to deflect when we're talking about getting trash out of our community. We ain't got no business talking about what about the white folks. That whataboutism bullshit, don't let that fool you because that's their slick way of trying to say, well, yeah, I really want to put the cape on for the Dittler, okay? You're going to see that. I'm telling you right now. The other tactic that you're going to see, because, see, you need to understand, I want my audience to be intelligent about these types of particular issues over here. you're going to see this tactic as well. You're going to see some people trying to act like, oh, people just paying attention to entertainers and all this stuff. That's not important. No. I disagree, because when it's something like that, and it's someone in our community that has that type of notoriety that people look up to for better or for worse, we do need to say where we stand on that side of the line, especially when we have young Black people in the community that tend to idolize some of these people. And I've said this before, said on my community tab, that's something that I'm all for the eradication of. We don't need to be putting celebrities on pedestals, whether you're a Black man or a Black woman, okay? That's something I expect more from the younger people in our community, but unfortunately, you have some of our people in our community, they idolize and pedestalize these damn celebrities. And they want to defend them no matter what kind of degenerate dirt they do. Because see, when I do that broadcast and lay that out, I'm going to piss some people off, but I really don't care about that. Y'all know I'm not the guy that sits around worried about whether you're going to be angry about what I said. As long as I know I spoke the truth and I spoke it in a righteous manner from facts, okay? Not speculation. So I just want to point that out. And see, let me further say this before we get into tonight's subject matter. You see these particular people, okay, whether they're men or women, no woman in her right frame of mind should be putting cape on for the dealer. But I'm just saying, when you see these particular people trying to use them slick tactics to defend the diddler, because some of these people are very crafty with their words. Don't argue with them. Don't try to make them see the light. Let me tell you something. When somebody show you who they are, you better believe them. That's a saying that was here long before I was born. It'll be here long after I'm gone. You can't reason with somebody like that. In other words, what I would suggest you do is be thankful that this person, these people rather, have decided to show their true colors and let you know where they stand. Okay? So I'm going to leave that right there on that particular issue for now, but y'all will know it when you see it, because I'm going to really dive deep into that and where a lot of that problem is coming from, because I hate to say it, I might be one of the only people with a platform that's willing to go there. I might be. I'm not going to say I am, but I'm saying I might be. I might be the only one with a platform that's going to be willing to talk about where you're going to see that type of mindset when it comes to these type of degenerates. And before I close on that, let me say this one particular thing too, because I want to make this clear as well. Unfortunately, some people that will come in and out of these spaces, they really don't understand that when a content creator, I'm going to say myself, I ain't going to say other people. When I say something on this platform over here, when I tell you what type of environment it is, I mean what I say and say what I mean. Now, I know we're in an era where that's really becoming a bygone thing, but damn it, there's still some Black men around that when we say something, we mean what we say and say what we mean. And furthermore, I'm telling you now, this is not a platform where we make excuses for somebody just because they're a celebrity, just because they're a Black person, whether they're a man or a woman. If you do something like what we saw on that damn videotape with that damn demon, like I told y'all he was, okay? And I said it adamantly when a lot of times it wasn't popular for certain people. People trying to make excuses for him. A lot of people trying to hide behind tear a Black man down bullshit. Oh, I'm really going to address that when I do that stream. But this isn't the place for you to be if you start trying to use whataboutism to defend that, or when we talking about somebody that's done something egregious in our community, the first thing you want to do, well, what about the white men? Hey, listen, the white community deal with their issues. We talking about what's done in our community. And y'all know this platform, if you've been over here for a number of years, you familiar with my content, you know I talk about it all. I'm not one of these people that turn a blind eye to Zaddy when they do something. Anybody saying that, you's a damn lie. And you must not be familiar with my content. The bottom line is this. When we dealing with trash in our community, whether it's the men or the women, we don't need to bring up what other communities do. We talking about cleaning our house, huh? Let me ask you a question. For everybody in here that's a homeowner, wherever you reside, that you pay the bills. If you got children or family members or whatever, and you make a particular rule about what's going to be done in your house and what's not to be done in your house, and that particular person or your child or whatever come to you and say, well, Billy and them and the Joneses, they do XYZ at their house. Now, most of us, you already know what most of us would probably say. God damn it, that's at the Joneses' house. This is my house. I don't care what the Joneses do next door. I'm talking about what you do over here in this house. Okay? So that's how I see it when it comes to us dealing with people that do wrong in our community. Because see, you got to understand something. If we turn a blind eye to the injustices committed in our community just because somebody's a celebrity or they got money, status, and all this other bullshit, that makes us no better than the white supremacists. See, this is why I say that us being in close proximity to them has really hurt us in a number of ways, because some of us have taken on their thought process, their demonic thought process, and they're going to get the same judgment that them people get when the time comes too, okay? So I just want to make that clear, because I'm a clean house over here on my platform. See, I keep telling y'all, I'm really not. It would be great if the platform was bigger. That would be cool, but I only want it bigger if it's the right people. I'm a clean house, because see, if I see that kind of crap, I already had to clean one of these dudes out here that I had to keep telling about that damn defeatist mindset. And then as soon as you criticize anything a black man do, they start that woe is me bullshit and start acting like this platform isn't one that calls it down the middle across racial lines and gender lines. See, let me tell you something about your brother. You remember this, you don't remember nothing else about me. I'm not a man that's accustomed to repeating myself over and over. If I tell you something and I say, hey, that's a no-fly over here, I mean what the fuck I say. Now, if I see you keep repeating it and you keep doing it, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. You're going to take that bullshit to some other platform. That person will know who they are. They know who I'm talking to, too. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you back and forth about something. What I always told y'all about that. Some of y'all been over here long enough to know what my grandparents told you about that back and forth. Two grown people ain't got no business going back and forth if they both in their right frame of mind. I'm not a tennis player, so I'm not going to ping pong with you on something, especially when it comes to something like that damn Diddy video. That's okay, though. I'm going to handle it. If nobody else in these spaces take care of that, I'm going to deal with that in the upcoming stream. So now, before we get straight into tonight's subject matter here, I want to take the time to show you all this, okay? Let me take this banner down. Salute to the good brother Key B for the cash out. Thank you very much, my brother. Wanted to direct your attention to the screen here. I'm going to put the link to this in the chat room about 3 times, and I'm going to try to drop it periodically, because this is something I want y'all to get, okay? For those of you that are looking for a good surveillance alternative, if you can't break the bank on it, that's very affordable right now. I just put the link to that 3 times in the chat room. In case you wonder what you're looking at, this is a camera that goes where your light bulb would in your front porch or your back porch or what have you, or any light fixture. You screw it in, okay? As you see, there's an app for it, and whatever it sees, it's got a 360 swivel on it. You can see it on your phone. The lights on it are very bright. It has a speaker system so that you can speak to the person from inside your home, okay? And communicate with them if need be. And it also has another feature. It has an alarm system on it. It's very loud, okay? I strongly recommend that for especially sisters that's living by yourself, okay? If you got young daughters, they got their first place away from home or what have you, it's something I think that y'all should get, okay? Because surveillance is everything around your home. Everybody tends to forget that, but that could be life-saving, okay? So I just wanted to take the time to show y'all what that camera actually looks like. I should have did that before. Just put the link in there, but I think that, it will behoove a lot of you to pick that up if you don't already have surveillance around your home. So now, we gotten all the housekeeping out of the way. We're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's subject matter, and I know everybody's going to be able to learn something from this broadcast, so without further ado, we're going to jump right into it.
Because I kept reading articles all down through the years, going way back to the 1910 and whatnot, looking at old newspapers and whatnot, headlines, talking about police brutality. And I'm saying, but I call law enforcement, call police. That do I have a problem with police? I mean, there are police everywhere, some type of police. Sometimes, some places, police don't carry guns, but they are called police. The word police comes from politic. It deals with people. Being polite, that comes from police. Police are polite. That's what they're supposed to be. But now a race soldier is a person who practices racism but they will put on any kind of uniform or any kind of front because they are deceptive in order to impress you that they are something other than what they are. So a lot of white supremacists go under the label of police, so that when they do something they shouldn't do, you say, well, the police did this, the police did that, the police came here and tore up my house, and all like that. Well, now, if that person is a white supremacist doesn't have a label other than white supremacist. And when they are armed and in uniform like that, they are race soldiers. That's how I invented that term. So I say, oh, that's a suspected race soldier that tore up my living room looking for drugs, all right, under false pretenses. That's a suspected race soldier. I can't even call him a race soldier because that's name calling. But I'll say he's suspected. Suspected by whom? He or she. Suspected by me, because the way they went about doing it, they acted the same way that the white supremacists would act. And the white supremacists would put on any kind of uniform, a soldier's uniform, you know, of any kind, of any so-called nation. All right, they'll put on a doctor's uniform. They'll put on anything, a teacher's uniform. They'll act like they're a member of a religious group, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, isms that you never heard of, Islam. A white supremacist will pretend to be anything. And they will definitely pretend to be a police officer, a person who is a political arm, an arm of the political establishment with the correct intentions, protecting and serving, all right, in a constructive manner. That's what a police officer is. So you don't want to get police officers mixed up with race soldiers. That's two different breeds altogether. But a race soldier, definitely, since they are licensed to carry a gun and kill people, they definitely want to get in that type of uniform and go around pretending that they are police officers when really they are race soldiers. They're carrying out the mission of racism.
Now, you heard the elder. For those that don't know who that is, because I keep in mind that there could be younger listeners over here, that was the elder Neely Fuller Jr., okay? The brother is in his 90s, one of the wisest grandmaster teachers that we have with us still here, okay? His and Dr. Francis Chris Wilson's, our ancestor, their work combined, just those two people right there in our community alone, their work has saved so many Black lives that have decided to adhere to their teachings and listen and study their work. And this is why you often hear many of us in New Black Media Spaces speak highly of them and give them such praise. But see, I want to focus in on something that the elder said there when he was talking about the guises of a race soldier that a race soldier will use. Not only will they put on any physical uniform, but you heard the elder say that they will fall up under any religion. See, this is why we keep telling a lot of people when the white supremacists come around, and sadly, some of our silly people have fallen for this foolishness. And the white supremacists come into our space talking about, it's the Jews, man, it's the Jews. We're like, no, both of y'all here are white, and there are Christian white supremacists, Jewish white supremacists. They don't care about no religion. So we're not going to let them, those of us who are wise, we're not going to just put it on all of one particular religious group or what have you, especially when all of you are classified as white, and we can historically see and in present day see where both of you, no matter what your religion is, you come together to practice white supremacy against us, okay? So this is why we don't fall for that, all right? Now, we got more to analyze here because, see, what I'm about to show y'all, I want you to keep in mind the elder Neely Fuller Jr.'s words when we get ready to analyze what I'm about to show you here. But I'm making sure that you hear from him first on these things because I like to present the knowledge of elders far older and wiser than me when I'm talking about these particular things. And it's all going to correlate into exactly what you're about to see tonight once we get to reviewing what I have to show you. So I'm going to let y'all hear this next, and then we're going to continue on further here.
Well, I address it two ways. First of all, when you encounter law enforcement officers of any kind, regardless of what color they are, if they're supposed to be a law enforcement officer,
yes, sir,
don't fuss,
don't
fight,
yes, sir,
and don't flee. Those 3 F's. Don't fuss, don't start any kind of argument at all, or participate in an argument. Just be quiet, do what you're told, answer questions. Don't make a fuss. Don't start talking about what your rights are and all like that. Don't make a fuss. And don't fight. Don't start, if you're grabbed and all like that, don't start fighting and swinging like you're on a playground, in the 3rd grade, or you're in some type of contest in a boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And number 3, don't flee. Don't fuss, don't fight, and don't flee. Don't start running. When the person told you, stand still, and you took off running. Now, why not do these 3 things? Because they usually don't work. That's why. Everything in codification is about something that works. Do something that works. That has been proven not to work. So get in that frame of mind. Whatever the problem is, you take care of this at a later time. Now is not the time to fuss, to fight, or to flee. And that's the way you look at it. Every person, particularly of color, should have that cemented in your mind right now, so that we don't keep having these controversies over and over again, because it's likely to happen. Ugly things are likely to happen if you do one of those 3 things, or all 3. Don't fuss, don't fight, and don't flee when you are encountered by a law enforcement officer. If he tells you to get down on your knees, even though you got terrible knees, try to do the best you can. Try to do it as best you can. Why? Because you are in the prison system of white supremacy. And these things happen. They happen over and over again.
Yes, sir.
Keep that in mind.
All right. So now you heard the elders' counsel when it comes to engaging race soldiers, okay? I'm finna say something that's gonna shock y'all, family. But I got to say it because regardless of any personal issues I may have with any man or woman in the community, when they do something right, I'm going to give them credit for doing something right. This is going to shock you. A lot of y'all probably fall out your seats when you say this, but if you go back and review the broadcast I did on this channel, even though I was harsh on critiquing her for being in that situation because of silly decisions that she made, if you look at how she handled it, she actually followed the rules of codification, whether she was taught that or knew it or not, that the elder Neely Fuller Jr. laid out. Go back and look at the broadcast where I excoriated Glorilla for being pulled over while drunk and driving, okay, to the point that she had her boobs and stuff falling over the place. She actually did cooperate. She wasn't fussing, yelling. She was saying some stupid stuff, but she was not trying to be antagonistic, because now this is where some people in our community should really be ashamed of themselves. And salute to Mrs. L for the cash out. Thank you very much, my sister. Thank you, thank you. This is where some people in our community should be very ashamed of themselves. You review that footage. We all know that Glorilla, aka Slowrilla, isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. But if she's got sense enough to cooperate with them damn race soldiers to make sure that she can live to see another day and not try to litigate things on the side of the road, then now those of you that are more intelligent than her have no excuse. She got that much common sense. I got to give her credit on that. It might look like she would probably act a fool and start doing stuff, but you didn't see her do that. So I'll give her credit for that. Let me point something else out about dealing with the race soldiers, because see what we're about to get into next, all of what I'm saying is going to correlate into that. think back to the tragic event, and I say tragic because thank God it didn't turn out how it could have, when our good brother Tariq Nasheed's house was swatted by those white supremacists whose names I won't mention, y'all remember it. If you look at what happened to our good brother, you didn't see Tariq come out his house talking about, hell no, motherfucker, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, and talking about what he wasn't going to do in his rights. You know what? He stayed calm under pressure. One, because first and foremost, that man is a husband and father, and he knew that, okay, these demonic race soldiers are at my house. I have my wife and my babies here. I must be the one to act calmly and rationally in the situation to make sure all of us come out of this alive. That's exactly what that brother did. Where did he get that instruction from? Our elder Neely Fuller Jr. and many other wise grandmaster teachers. So I'm saying this for a reason, because what we're about to review here, you don't do this. Let me be blunt and add to what the elder Neely Fuller Jr. was saying. When you're dealing with them race soldiers, you're behind enemy lines, okay? They have you outgunned. They've got radios where even if you took off running, you're not going to outrun that radio. They've got cars with souped up engines. They got SWAT team access. They've got helicopters if they need it, okay? They got all these different things that we know they love to deploy full force on black people that are unarmed. So now, if you know all this, you must understand that trying to litigate things on the side of the road with them is not the wisest thing to do, especially if you're going to try to be hostile, okay? Being calm under pressure is a life-saving skill. Take it from a retired ex-military man, okay? That's something I had to learn to do a lot when I was active duty, all right? Being calm under pressure not only saves your lives, it saves the lives around you, okay? So this is something that I particularly want the sisters in our community to pay attention to, because what you're about to see here, this ain't it, okay? And I would be remiss if I did not go over this and try to point out what was done wrong. I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to show you here. We're going to be stopping it at different points in the broadcast to point out what was wrong with the situation. And we're going to be talking solutions about it as well. Let's get into it.
Did you know the McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese is always cooked when ordering?
Park.
For what? You did not park? No. You did not pull me over? No. Hell no.
My red lights are on. You are stopped. Put your car in park.
I'm not stopped. I was in the store. So
Put
you want
your car in park.
Go ahead and talk.
I need your license and your insurance.
So you doing
Put your car in park,
no,
please, before you roll away.
You are.
Put the car in park.
You are.
Mac, I want 17. I'll take a second. Put the car in park. Now. Ma'am. Put the car in park before you roll away.
You're doing too much. Just get the license.
I'm not.
Like, yes, you are. Just shut up talking to me. Do what you got to
So
do.
here's the problem. All right, my name's Oscar.
Now, family, already at the beginning of this, you can see what she going wrong at. Let me say this again. I understand we don't want to be dealing with them folks. But just because you don't like them, despise them, we understand what they're capable of. You don't start out like this dealing with them, okay? You don't. I'm saying this especially to the sisters, and I'm saying this to the black men that have wives, girlfriends, daughters, nieces, aunties, mothers, whatever. If you know that what we review here tonight represents one of your family members, you better do your best to get them out of that mind frame and talk to them about the counsel of our elder Neely Fuller Jr. Go and get his United Compensatory Code book. Give them a copy of it. Try to talk to him because, see, everything that you see in here, this is the wrong thing to do. First and foremost, you knew it was finna go left when she came out there and slammed the car door, jumping in there. He's telling her, hey, put the car in park. All that mouth, I've said this for years on my channel. I love you enough, sister, to tell you the truth, even if you're angry at me. Your mouth is not a shield from physical consequences, okay? Especially in this situation. See, all that talking and telling him what he been not doing, all that shit up, all that antagonistic stuff. See, first of all, it would almost be understandable if they started out with you like that. And you know I'm no race soldier defender at all. We're going to talk common sense over here tonight because few people will take these types of things and break this down the way I'm finna to. He didn't even start out with her in an aggressive or rude manner. But see, this is what they count on you doing because, see, listen to me. You've heard many others besides myself say this. They count on a black man or black woman becoming hostile so they can say, see, they're aggressive. You saw what he did the minute that she started taking that tone, got on that radio. That's one of the things I mentioned earlier. They have all types of equipment you don't have. Okay? So immediately, he done already let his other fellow race soldiers hear that. And when they come, they're going to be like, we got one. We got one. This is what we want you to do. See, the way that you handle this, and this is why I say it's a skill to practice being calm under pressure. When she came out and she saw that he was headed over there, instead of trying to start being antagonistic, what you not gonna do, get this, you doing too much and all of that, trying to talk to them like you would talk to a black man that you get an attitude with, because that's what a lot of them do. Can't do that with these race soldiers. It does not work. They have power in this society that black men do not have. You can get away with running your mouth to some brothers like that, okay, and there'd be no consequence. You can't do it with them folks. Let me say this too, because I need to be blunt with this. Ladies, if any of you are looking at what we're about to review here tonight and you think that she was in the right, let me tell you something. You playing with your life. This could have went way left, and I'm glad it didn't. But boy, was she ever pushing it. Because if she had the right Bubba, you know what I'm saying, or the right Karen, man, we already know how that could turn out. What you supposed to do in that situation, hey, you sitting in your car, he tell you, hey, put the car in park. Go ahead and do it. Fact of business, this is the way you do that. Because I'm going to talk about what you should do, not just what you shouldn't do. Officer, I'm going to put the car in park like you said. So that's the action I'm taking, Nick. So they can't have no excuse. Oh my God, you reaching for a gun. You know how they like to do it, okay? So you go ahead and put it in the car park and have a conversation with that officer about whatever the case may be. Because, see, if you're wondering why he stopped her, they're going to get into that. See, this is something I always tell, especially young black people, don't do it. She parked somewhere she wasn't supposed to park. It signs up saying not to park there. But a lot of people like, I ain't going to be here but for a minute. Yeah, that little minute that you call yourself going to be there, let me tell you why it's not wise to do that. There's always a Karen waiting for a black person to do that. And they look, you remember the Karens and the Kens, these people, the race soldiers, are their buddies. How you know they hadn't just been waiting? Oh, I got me a nigga that done parked in that spot. Call up a little buddies. Hey, there's one of these niggers parked in this spot where she's not supposed to be, something that they wouldn't even say nothing about to another white person. So you have to think this way. You don't know which one of them is sitting back watching you. The minute that you violate anything, here they come calling them folks, okay? But see, we're going to let this roll on further because, see, I hate it when I see our people reacting this way. Again, I would understand if they started out calling her out her name, being hostile or whatever, but if they're not engaging you that way, why are you trying to provoke that confrontation that way, knowing it's not going to go in your favor? Remember the words of the elder Neely Fuller Jr. before we started analyzing this. You're going to see her make several mistakes or bad decisions, rather, that he already instructed us. If you do this, it doesn't work. And that's not something that those of us with common sense should practice, doing things that don't work. Let's let it continue.
Care what the problem is.
Right now you're parking no parking zone. You left your vehicle running. All right.
Hazard lights on.
Was your car in park? Did you leave it?
Hazard lights on. Okay. Anyway,
you're going to receive a citation.
Let me get my insurance, but you can leave me alone.
I'm telling you what's going to happen.
I don't care what's going on. Just give me what you got to do and leave me alone.
Okay, you're going to get a state of Illinois citation.
I gotta go do. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
$164.
I don't care. I'm not doing it, so it don't matter.
Now I got to pause it. And I'm saying this for a reason, because I got to go back to the Glorilla situation. Y'all saw that on this channel when I reviewed that. It don't get no more hood rat than Glorilla. But you saw she had sense enough to know how to act when she encountered them damn folks. This one, because I got to be honest, this is hood rat mindset right here. This is a hood rat's mindset. Running your mouth, telling people what they better not do, what you not gonna do, and all of that. Knowing that you in a disadvantageous position. See, let me tell you something. And this is something that I stay doing with especially female acquaintances of mine, okay? I always, and brothers, this is a sign of love towards our women. You always have to make sure that when you're dealing with, female acquaintances, what have you, you make sure if you see them, if they're prone to making decisions or just letting their emotions take over, you have to caution them. That does not behoove you to try this in the real world, okay? You always have to try to give them the alternative solution. And look, I'm not saying this to talk down on sisters, because sisters, you're naturally women. Yes, we know women are usually more emotionally inclined than men, and that's not always a bad thing. But it does become a bad thing when men or women let our emotions guide us. That never really works out well when it comes to a decision that needs to be made in the real world, okay? So you have to make sure that you try to impress upon the sisters that you know, try to think through things, okay? Not feel your way through things. Because she angry, she upset, you feel like he should just give her a ticket and go on. It could, see, here's the thing about that. What she doesn't realize, and ladies, please pay attention to this. If you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to out yourself in the chat room, but if you know that this attitude is how you react in these types of situations, let me tell you something. There's a way for you to make sure that, hey, they could just give you a ticket or possibly just let you go in certain situations. And that is not by you being hostile and aggressive. Your power as a woman lies in your soft-spoken femininity, especially if nobody's disrespecting you. Ladies, do you know how much power you have when you actually, like the cliche saying goes, rest in your femininity? Imagine, and we'll never know, but just imagine if she was in a soft-spoken voice. I ain't saying she had to be no buck dancing shine or no coon. Officer, what's the problem? Speaking calmly, asking questions. Put the car in park. Okay, no problem. And just converse with him, okay? At least try to start out that way, especially if they hadn't engaged you with hostility. So again, ladies, your power doesn't lie in you being hostile, loud, and aggressive. It lies in you being in your natural feminine element and using your mind over your emotions. I'm saying this out of love, not to pick on you, okay? We're going to further continue this analysis because there's a lot to be learned here. Let's let it continue.
Sit tight. Stay in your car.
Cat 796.3.
And you're right, Mrs. L. She does have the music up in the background. She did that on purpose because all of her demeanor here, if you watch it, is going to be trying to show him that she's not going to comply with nothing he says. Now, let's think about what Elder Neely Fuller Jr. said. That is not wise. You don't have no power in this situation if you in this particular situation as this woman is. Because, see, let's just look at it. Let's look at a couple of things. That didn't happen, but just let's look at a couple of things. Let's just say, okay, she said, fuck it, I'm just going to take off and start running. Okay, where you going to go? Because, again, you're not going to outrun that radio. You damn sure not going to outrun that helicopter. They can get on that radio and set up a robot down wherever you're going to cut you off before you get there. Say you jump out the car and try to run. Okay, now you want it. And you know when it's a Negro, boy, they're going to hunt you down to the ends of the earth. You ain't finna escape. Unless you got some type of Grand Theft Auto plan set up where you done plan to go and jump on a speedboat and go down to Mexico or somewhere. I mean, look, we talking, I got jokes, but I'm just saying. A lot of our people get led by emotion and they don't think their way through things. This is a lesson that I'm glad that my elders, especially my father and my mother, taught me. Don't ever turn off your mind, okay? Especially when you're dealing with real life situations, don't ever turn off your mind. How you think is your best friend in a situation. That could be the difference between life or death for you or other people. But you're going to see how she's just going to continue to show her behind in this situation, okay? Because see, look, again, we know what the race soldiers are capable of. What I'm using this lesson for here tonight is to teach my people, hey, don't do this, okay? Do not start out doing this. This does not work. And chances are, if you keep doing what some of the stuff she's going to do, because y'all going to see several times where she's going to do certain things that if it was the right race soldier, her life would have been over right there. We're going to get down there, get down to that part, though. Let's let it continue.
I need your window all the way down. I'm not handing you anything. I need your window all the way down. All the way down. Window all the way down.
Don't open my door. What are you doing? You fucking tripping. Get the fuck out. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
All right, so now you see he wrote the ticket. Instead of her leaving the window down to get the ticket, she rolls her window up, turned her music up. So then he's saying, hey, listen, roll the window down. Because like the reason why he was doing that, you know how jittery they are. He was probably afraid that she had something in there, was going to reach for something or whatever. Because, you know, they scared to death of us when it's their own people that mostly killed them. But see now, if she would have got a hold of herself and tried to calm down, hey, she would have just got the ticket, could have been on her way. Nope. He goes to open the door. Then she tried to close the door, and I'm like, oh boy, see, that's what they want you to do right there. They be waiting on one of us to pull that kind of stuff with them. Family, let me tell you something. What you're about to see next, it's gonna be several things she's could have done here that it would have cost her life as she ran across the wrong race soldiers. Let's let it continue.
I don't have to move. That's I don't have to do nothing. Just hand me my ticket and my license. Move. Get the fuck away from my door.
Okay, so now let's listen to what she's saying. I don't have to do nothing. Give me my license, my ticket. Get the fuck away from my door. See, let's just look at this in real time because, see, as a man, I understand that women and men see the world totally different, okay? I know we do. Okay, because we don't have the same thought processes. We were not designed to, okay? When you stop and listen and look at this type of thing, and y'all probably know somebody that's got this same type of demeanor, man or woman, okay? That really don't work if you're a man, all right? Listen to what she's saying. I don't have to do nothing. Okay, well, what authority do you have in that situation over them? Yes, we know about the Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizure, this, that, the third, but they're not trying to search your car at this point. So what authority do you mean that, okay, you don't have to do nothing and all these orders that you're giving them? See, if she actually just calmed down and thought about, like, what am I doing? I'm at a disadvantage. It's more of them than me. They're armed. Nothing you say, like, think about it for a minute. All that barking and all that running off at the mouth like she probably do back where she lived and probably done did that in front of men's faces and stuff like that because this is the one that would do that. She's not thinking that because you say that, you're not going to cast some kind of spell on these race soldiers just make them, oh, yes, ma'am, because you got loud and you cursing us out. We just going to back off. That's not reality. Oh, it gets worse, y'all. Again, we're using this for a teaching purpose here to show you what not to do. Let's let it continue.
Let the fuck go.
Free to leave. What are you doing?
I'm calling myself.
Back at 117. Can you give me that toe, please?
Now you see this? At this point, I got to just call this what it is. At this point, this is just downright stupidity. This is just downright stupidity. Don't you know that at that point, if these, because look, I'm so glad she didn't have the wrong race soldiers because she would have got the right ones. You know, they don't give a damn about them cameras. They'll cut them cameras off and get busy. She slams her door, and walks off. Now, at this point, they could say, hey, yeah, it's time to get it in. Or really a trigger happy one. And see, let me tell you, she better be glad that this wasn't a group of Karen race soldiers or just one, because they would have shot her in her back just for walking off. We've seen it too many times. Now, I want you to watch what she's about to do. She finna walk off. You know what? I ain't gonna even say nothing. I'm gonna wait to make my commentary on what she's about to do. I want y'all to see this because, see, look, family, again, this is why I don't play about certain things on my platform, because I want the intelligent black people over here. And I want this to be a teaching space to make sure that we're educating black men and black women over here and black children on what we should do, on using our minds. That's the first and most powerful weapon that you have is your mind. That's why I've been saying it so many times over the years, okay? I want y'all to see what she's about to do next, because this is just stupidity right here. This makes no sense.
I'm towing your car.
Yes, they can. It's about to be towed.
276. You want to start this way?
Your car's being towed.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Move out my way.
Y'all see this fool? And I'm saying fool because this is a fool right here. Let me tell you something. Again, she's fortunate that she didn't have the right race soldiers, because one, they would have either tased her, maced her, or shot her. We've seen them do it. Then they could have went into place and grabbed her and started getting busy on her then. It's their rules when they're out there, okay? This fool went and got something to eat. He telling her, hey, your car finna be towed. She still doesn't realize that at this point, I have to question. Is this woman on drugs? Is she drunk? What is going on? This is a sad state of affairs when Glorilla, of all people, got more sense than she does. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not trying to be funny, but damn it, when Glorilla is making better decisions than you in life, that's bad. You need to stop. You hear me? I don't care what it is. When Glorilla is making better decisions than you in life. Because when she was pulled over by the race soldiers, she didn't do none of this shit. You would have thought she would have been the one doing this. No, it wasn't her. I want y'all to see what this fool is about to do next here. Because again, she is fortunate the Lord was with her this day, because this could have cost her life.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I'm not going to touch you, but I'm also not going to have you touch me.
Don't touch me. I'm not touching you. Don't touch my car. Like I said, don't touch my car. Don't touch my car.
You are not leaving right now. You understand me?
Don't touch my car.
You are not leaving
don't
here.
touch me.
No,
Bye.
I am telling you, you are
Bye.
not leaving.
Leave my car. Move.
I am telling you, you are not
Okay,
leaving.
don't touch me. Bye. Leave my...
Now, family, based off what we've seen over the years with these race soldiers, again, they let her walk off, walk into a place, go get food, come back, inform her that due to the ticket and traffic, the parking violation, her car's gonna get towed. And she called down on herself because she could have got out of that without that, just a ticket, and went on by her merry way. Then they let her get in the vehicle. Now, we all know if it was one of these old school, raw, southern, dirty rednecks, the minute that she would have tried to get in that car, he would have had her face down eating concrete. Let me say this again. If you're a sister listening to this broadcast, if you're a brother or sister in here, you know you got somebody that does this and this fits their description, better try your best to reach them, because, see, if they take this out here with the wrong ones, this could go bad to the point that you might be losing a loved one or a family member. They gave her several chances for her to stop this foolishness. She steady escalating, and in a rare instance, they're trying to de-escalate. You know it's bad when I got to take the side of the race soldier and give them credit for anything. Because we just being honest here, everything that I've seen so far, they've tried to de-escalate. And see, the white supremacists love to get a hold of stuff like this. See, this is what they all do. And you know most black people do not react like this when we come across them damn race soldiers, okay? Most of us don't act like this. But see, this is that hood rat mentality of running off at the mouth, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do, what you better not do, to the point that, really, to be honest with you, when you see people acting like this, whether it's men or women, something is wrong with them. You totally disconnected from anything resembling reality at this point. This is why I wonder, was she on any type of drugs or anything? Because most of us with sense would know this ain't going to go well for you. You can't make it up, family. Let's let it continue.
Not leaving.
Leave my.
Not right now. Do not crawl in that front
Don't
seat.
touch me!
Do not
Don't
crawl in
touch
that front
me!
seat while we're
I'm
right
gonna
here.
offer to call somebody. Ooh. Yep. Don't touch
Who
me.
are you calling?
Don't worry about it. You're touching me. You're
I'm not
harassing
crawling
me.
to that front
Hello! Hey! Let me call them people in the store to record y'all because y'all harassing me.
It's already
Yep.
being recorded.
Do not crawl into that front seat.
Don't touch me. Don't touch. No, don't touch me. Stop. Don't touch me. I'm not doing it. Don't touch me. I'm not doing nothing.
No, you are doing something, because at this point, you created this situation. This didn't even have to go this way. I want y'all to see what she's about to do next here that, again, I'm fortunate this didn't go this way. She's about to do something you don't ever do in this type of encounter. Again, think about the words of our elder Neely Fuller Jr. That's why I played that before we got to analyzing this. I'm going to pause it if I can on the exact moment, because this is a no-no. You don't ever do this in one of these situations.
Bro, I'm not. Stop touching me.
You stop.
Stop. Oh, you pull my hair out. Oh.
Yep, you're the one resisting.
Okay.
Move. Stop. Let me go.
Hey, can you see the key?
Ah. Move. Let me go. Stop. You just pulled my hair out. Move.
No, you pulled your hair out.
No, you didn't. Leave me. Stop touching me. Y'all just pissed me off now. Move! Stop! I'm not doing nothing!
Yes,
Leave me!
you are.
What? I'm sitting in my car! Move!
To obey
Move! I am! Move! Stop touching
You
me!
have been given several lawful orders that you refuse.
Right, I got a ticket! Y'all already got a parking ticket!
And
What
then
the
you-
fuck?
and then you
I had to
left
grab
your
my
car-
food!
and then you left your car
Stop touching me!
unattended
Stop
yet
touching
again.
me! Stop touching me!
These are the
I am
repercussions.
sitting here! Stop touching me!
No, you're not allowed to be in your car because you can't
Yes,
drive
I
away.
am.
You cannot drive away.
Y'all help me! This car is harassing me!
No, we are not.
Yes, they are! Look at
We have asked you to
They
step
got
out of the
hands on me! Help me!
I've asked you
Stop
to step out
touching
of the
me! I'm
car
not doing nothing. Stop
multiple
touching me.
times.
Damn,
You were
said
told
put
not
your
to get
hand-
back into the car.
Yes,
And
I
then
was.
you-
This is my car.
And
Why are you
but
handling me?
But you left unattended after being written a ticket
Let me
for
call.
parking.
Stop touching me. I'm not doing. I can call whoever the fuck I want. It's my phone. Stop touching me. No, I'm not. Y'all hitting me.
No one has
Let
hit
me
you, ma'am.
go.
Nobody's hit you.
Let me go. I can call whoever I want. Stop pushing me. Damn.
You got that arm.
Don't hit me. Stop touching me. Yo, they handling me.
Ma'am, you
ooh.
caused these problems. You have caused these issues.
Stop touching me. Let me go.
I'm not.
It's hot as hell. Get off
not
me.
gonna let you go.
You should have.
Is my car emotional? Is it on? No. So let me go.
No.
Damn, stop pulling me.
At this
you
time,
ready?
You're
At
Jack.
this time,
Stop pulling me.
you are
I'm
under
not.
arrest.
No, I'm not.
You are under
No, I'm
arrest at
not.
this point,
No, I'm
okay?
not. No, I'm not.
Now, family, you see this foolishness? You see this? Ladies, let me say this again, because I really want to underscore this with the sisters in our community. This is what happens when you let your emotions get out of control and you really don't stop to think about how bad something could get if you allow that to happen. This didn't even have to get to this point. She cutting the fool in this car, reaching all over the place. Don't you see? Let me tell you something. It's certain places in this country, especially in the South and outside the South, but I'm just gonna speak for what I definitely know. Down here, these race soldiers, oh boy, they be hoping they get one of these, because the minute that she would have reached, let's just say they didn't decide to shoot her, she would have got maced. She would have got maced. And I'm talking about, it wouldn't have been no little 2% neither. It would have been something that the devil piss in a can. Sometimes they'll come a combination mace and tase you. Okay, we talking just about the non-lethal things. And let's be honest. Let me say something. I need to put y'all up on something, because see, some people, you might have some people come across this, oh man, that mace ain't nothing, man, that ain't nothing. Let me tell you something. Don't you know that there's a dirty race soldier tactic where they can actually kill you with some mace? Did y'all know that? Did you know that mace could actually kill you? Now, let me see if anybody's going to be intelligent enough to put this together in my chat room. What y'all think I'm talking about? Because I'm finna educate you on something if you don't know. What you think I'm talking about? Does anybody know how they can actually kill you with some mace? Let me see if anybody gonna get in the chat. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds. Put it in here. And they can actually kill you with them tasers too. I'm gonna lay some things out for y'all, right? Check this out. One of the dirty tactics they'll use, especially if they mace you in your face. Let me tell you something. That mace, high grade mace, okay, don't have the OCCS tear gas version of it. That can definitely kill you if you get a direct blast of that in your nose and you can't get your breathing together. See, let me tell you what happens. It's one thing for it to get on your skin and you be burning. That's what you wouldn't rather deal with. But out of what I'm about to say, you would rather deal with just some burning on your skin versus this. These dirty motherfuckers will try to aim towards your nose and your mouth because they know if that goes in there, you know what effect that has on you when that gets inside your nostrils? It swells your throat up to the point that you can't breathe. It only takes a couple of seconds without air for you to be rendered unconscious, brain damage from there, and if you don't get oxygen within a certain amount of time, you know that that leads to death. Combine that with repeated tasers in certain areas. Don't you know if they hold them damn tasers on you long enough, that can trigger you to have a heart attack no matter how healthy you are? That's electric voltage running through your body. You understand? These dirty motherfuckers will combine that a lot of times. And if you die, guess what? While you was acting like this, guess what they're going to put on that police report? Well, they was resisting. I feared for my life. You know how these cowards are, these damn race soldiers. See, I can tell that one or two things go on with this sister here. Either she got family members that try to sit down and talk to her like I'm talking and she don't listen, or she don't have nobody around her and everybody react to things like her and she think that this is what you're supposed to do. There's no way that this scenario is going to work out in her favor. Again, I'm telling y'all, man, what I'm telling you now, don't you ever forget what I just said about that mace and them damn tasers. They can kill you with that. It's designated non-lethal, but there's ways you can deploy that will definitely take you up out of here. When it comes to them tasers, let me tell you something. There's pressure points on the human body. This is why it pays to know the human anatomy, okay? This is why it pays to understand blood pressure. Because when you get hit by that motherfucker, your blood pressure is going to go up, okay? Prolonged and held down in particular areas up by your heart, okay? There's certain other places on the body that they can put that taser and just hold it. That's bad business for you, okay? I want y'all to watch the rest of this, man, because this is something, man, where it makes me cringe to see this. I'm trying to show you, don't ever be the type of black person that, especially when they don't engage you hostile and disrespectfully, don't lead off like you saw this sister doing here. Let's let it continue.
But so you can.
No, I'm not doing nothing. I've been sitting in my car yesterday. He's touching me.
You were told not to get back in the
It's
vehicle.
my car. I gotta put the food in the car. The fuck? I'm not doing this. The car moves. No. Did the car leave? No. It's
You
not.
should have left in your car.
What
after
is you
got
said?
your ticket.
Shut up. I'm talking about right now, y'all. It's touching me for what?
Your car
Let
is
me go.
Y'all
help me. They're arresting me for no reason. Because I got in the car. Yes, I didn't do not get back in my car. Now they mad.
And see, this how I know she got that hood rat mentality, because that's what hood rats do. They just yell over and over the same stuff over and over. I didn't do nothing. Yes, you did. They clearly explained that you got a ticket and they finna tow your car. You jump back in it like you were just gonna drive off and just steady yelling all of that. See, look, you have to pity those in our community that have that hood rat mentality, because they're so ignorant and sometimes stupid to the point that they don't realize when they're putting their lives in danger. They really don't. I just got to be blunt and say it like it needs to be said. This is not wise. And the good sister, Mrs. L, is absolutely right. Even though it was a tragedy how the brother Rayshard Brooks here in Atlanta died, he made some mistakes as well, okay? He made some mistakes as well because, instead of him just, the officer was trying to give that dirty low-down race soldier, because I'm not caping for that bastard because he's a coward for shooting that brother in the back when he could have tased him if you just had to do anything. The officer, the low-down degenerate, and by the way, Paul Howard, the DA at the time, had put stiff charges on him, but then we tried to get people to re-elect Paul Howard down here. They put Fannie the Mammy in office, and you see she got RICO charges for rappers left and right, but they ain't touching none of these damn race soldiers. But that officer at the time gave Rayshard Brooks, who was drunk, the option to, hey, man, would just, like a car, you can go ahead and walk home, just that third. He didn't want to do that, going back and forth with him. Then he swung on him and tried to take off running again. Something Neely Fuller Jr. told us that's not what you do. And we saw, unfortunately, that brother ended up losing his life at the hands of that damn cowardly, demonic race soldier, okay? Who's free to this day. Free to this day. Thanks to Fannie the Mammy, that damn, threw the damn case and botched the charges. We try to tell people, when you see somebody taking donations from the damn police union, you already know the fix was in. But, my city, my city, my city. We got work to do here. We got work to do here. But with this situation that we're looking at, family, let me tell you something. I hope that she learned from this encounter, and I hope that people that saw this sat her stupid behind down and said, listen, fool, don't you know you lucky to still be here? Because, see, these were the ones that, I got to say it, they wasn't operating in the race soldier capacity, because if they was, they had several opportunities to go ahead and end her life. They really did. Unjustifiably, of course, but they could have done it. They could have done it now and used the I'm white not say so excuses that they always use. Let's let it continue.
Handling me wrong, because I got back in the car. Because I got back in the car. And they snatched my wig off.
She needs to come out.
No, I don't. I didn't do anything. Sir, I swear to God. They said I was getting my car where I got back in the car, but I didn't do nothing.
Well, they told you you're under arrest at this point.
No,
so you need to
I didn't do anything. No, they just said that when you pulled up. But I didn't. Yes, you did. I didn't say anything, sir. Listen.
Just step out of the car. Step out of the car.
Okay.
You're going to get tased. You're going to get tased.
For what?
See, what she don't realize, and I want to take the time to point this out in case any younger person actually don't understand why she's under arrest. The minute that officer told her that your car is being towed and she hopped back in and refused to get out, they're going to call that obstruction. So basically, they're like, okay, you obstructed an officer in the capacity of him carrying out his duties, his or her duties. So that's why she's under arrest, just acting a stone fool. Know that no way in hell they were just going to let you drive off after they told you that. It didn't even have to get to that point, because I'm going to be honest with you, man. One of the things that I want our people to learn how to master using in most situations in conjunction with being calm under pressure, we got talk game in our community, the men and the women. Come on, man. You got to learn how to use your verbal communication skills in a way where it's going to be advantageous to you. Now, is that always an option? No. But in a situation where they start out and they're being somewhat civil, you got a good chance to kind of de-escalate that, keep that on a civilized engagement, and whatever's got to be, you can go on your merry way without it having to be any type of physical confrontation, and definitely not a fatal one. But this one right here, she doesn't think so. She has to think that what she's doing is the right thing to do, and it's not. Let's let it continue.
In the car
because you're not arrest. Step out.
I didn't even do anything.
Step out of the car. You're gonna get tased. Do it now.
She's going well.
On the ground.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my
down.
shoes.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. My foot's up. If y'all wait until I get my foot out the car.
There you go.
Let me get my shoes. I need my shoes.
Your back. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your stomach.
I need my shoes.
Stop.
Leave my phone alone.
I'm not going to leave
Yes,
your phone. Put this phone behind your back.
Don't touch my phone then. Don't touch my phone. Why are you taking my phone?
Stop.
That's not even right. What is y'all doing?
No, don't scratch me. That's not going to end well for you.
Shut up. I nobody doing nothing to you. Up.
He's still tough. All right. Stand up. Stand up.
Can y'all give me a second down? Wait. Don't. Can I get my motherfucking leg?
Hey,
Roll your
I don't need you. I can get up. I don't need you to help me. I can get the fuck up.
Bring her up. The f is up. Sit
I
up.
don't need no motherfucking help.
Okay. Stand up.
My shoes.
Stand. She can go to mine. Stand up.
Okay, down.
I'm trying to help you out, ma'am.
I gotta get my foot underneath me down.
Okay.
I don't need your help to get up. For real, for real. Damn.
Okay, now see, you hear her talking about, I don't need your help to get up for real, for real. Okay, well, when he said get up, why didn't you do it? See, when I see this type of behavior right here, you can't help but say this is how a little spoiled toddler acts when they don't get their way. And it pains me to have to say this when we looking at these damn suspected race soldiers here, because they didn't start conducting themselves that way until she started cutting the food with them, right? Family, this right here, man, like I said, I'm glad that she lived, but if you think that she done cutting the food and reality hadn't set in yet, she in cuffs now. She at this point, once they got them cuffs on you, something should click like, okay, everything that I did up to this point didn't work to get me out of this. You would think that would be enough to make her start cutting the food, right? Oh, no. Leave me when I tell you, she just getting started.
Let me get a shot back there.
Yeah.
Abby, can you search? Stop right here. I'm gonna have Abby search real quick.
Do you have anything on you?
No, come on.
Hurt you, poke me, sick me in any way?
Did you always see you snatch my motherfucking wig off? Dumb asshole.
Can you take her real quick if you don't like to talk?
Damn, doing so much. Can't see
Separate
shit.
your feet.
Salute to the good brother 400 for the cash app. Now, see, let me take the time to bring up something that I always say when it comes to these particular situations with our people, especially our sisters, okay? One of the things I never like to see, look how many of them out there. For one person, okay? She running her mouth in an antagonistic fashion as if she's actually in an advantageous position. I got to bring this up because, see, when I do my broadcast over here, I like to make you think, even if you can't stand me, hate me, whatever. I want to see all of our people safe, alive, and healthy. Even if you disagree with me, I disagree with you. I don't want your life to prematurely end because of being foolish. Daniel Holtzclaw. Anybody remember him? Daniel Holtzclaw. Let me go somewhere because, see, what I'm about to say, it is not conjecture. It is not in the realm of fantasy, what I'm about to espouse here and say to you. And I'm glad that it didn't happen, okay? But family, with all that cursing and being antagonistic, let's just say it was a Daniel Holtzclaw out there, or a couple of them. Let me say it this way, because I want this to really resonate with any sister listening to this, and you know this is you. You do realize that once they put them cuffs on you, they don't have to take you straight to a police station. You know that, right? They can turn them cameras off and take your ass to a black site or take you back somewhere on some far off access road and get to practicing the Daniel Holtzclaw on you. That is my worst nightmare about sisters being in cuffs with these damn demonic race soldiers, especially when you start acting a fool like this. Don't you know that could have very well happened? Is there anyone in here that thinks that I'm reaching when I said that? Am I out of the realm of possibility with what I'm stating over here, huh? Don't you know they could have took her somewhere, man, did what they wanted to do with her, killed her, and made up any kind of story? You know what? Think about it. When they turn them cameras off, if they decide to do any of what I said, which I'm glad didn't happen, but I'm just saying, because it has happened. What I'm saying has actually happened. We know this. If they decide to kill you and dump you somewhere, you really think that anybody gonna hold them accountable for that? Look at what the non-deputized race soldiers get to do, the ones that don't actually have a badge. Look what they allowed to do to the Tamla Horsford. Look what happened to this fool, Christopher Gilbert, where this heifer pushed him in the lake and he could have died. You think that was going to arrest them? Look what happened to the sister Lauren Smith Fields. Oh, we don't want to arrest him. He's a nice guy. We don't think he'd do anything like that. Asia Maynard, same thing with her demonic zaddy that killed her. Am I making sense here? This is why I say that hood rat mentality is dangerous. She's not even looking at, look how many of them surrounding you. One black person, they got all these officers out here. Granted, she cutting the food, but she's not armed. They've got her restrained, yet you got a damn squad of them out here. Look at this race soldier here. Look at them tattoos on him. Huh? You see this? She's oblivious to all of this, just steady running her mouth, cursing them out, and see, let me tell you, sister, something. If you ever unfortunate enough to find yourself in a situation dealing with them, when you start cursing them big back Beckies out there that's got them badges, you really playing with yourself then. Because see, now let me tell you something. First of all, you need to understand something about the job of a race soldier in the dominant society. They're considered the losers of the dominant society. These are the ones that wasn't smart enough to go on and get the high-paying job, so they're already frustrated about that. They run around with a chip on their shoulder from things that happened to them in high school, so they've been waiting to put on a badge and get a gun so they can get revenge on the niggers. Get these niggers to pick on me in high school. Then, on top of that, when it come back to the Beccasauruses with the badges, okay, you already know that there's an antagonistic relationship between black women and white women. So when you start disrespecting one with a badge and her big old bloated rotund ass is not being chosen on by the white men in her community, you really think that it's wise for you to start talking crazy to her in a disadvantageous position when she's got more weapons than you and her people behind her? See, sometimes people need to break it down this way when you see this type of behavior and explain why it's not wise, okay? Again, though, she ain't done cutting the food yet. Oh, she's just getting started, believe it or not. Let's let it continue.
Man, please, can you, officer, can you please just let me go, please?
No, you're not gonna let go.
I did not kick you though. That's the thing. Can you please? I got a child to get back to. Now if it's your child, then what?
Now you hear this fool. Now you finally thinking about your child. You weren't thinking about your child when you were showing your ass. Again, refer back to the example I gave you about our good brother Tariq Nasheed. Married, family man, wife, kids. He didn't start showing his behind when them folks came over there and put them cuffs on him. When they swatted his home, he knew damn well he wasn't responsible for none of that. Now you just think if he had started doing that, just think about the danger he could have put his family in. So now when you go back to this fool right here, oh, I got a child. Okay, well, damn it. You should have been worried about your child before you started showing your ass. You weren't worried about getting back home to your kid then. So now, all this here talking and running your mouth, see, this is one of them that think they can talk their way out of any situation after they show their behind. Life doesn't work like that with them damn folks. I'm going to tell you, man, this is why I admonish the brothers, be careful who you procreate with. Because, see, if that father isn't in that child's life, that little girl or boy, whatever her child is, they're in danger. Why am I saying that? Because if this is the best, if we're looking at the best and the highest level of her mental reasoning capacity as far as making decisions in life, them children going to catch hell. Or a child, whichever it may be. She ain't done yet, though. She going to continue cutting food. So let's continue.
Can you please just let it go? Can you just give me a ticket like you just did?
Can you sit up, please? Mosby, can you sit up, please? Get stopped here. I'll check on you. UIPD, female AWOL. Miss Mosby, can you sit up? Sit up. Are you okay?
Yes, we're here.
Yes, we're here. Okay. I was making sure you're okay. You weren't answering me.
So we're not here?
No, we're pulling you. I just put your feet in.
Oh,
I gotta pull
my
in.
goodness.
Put your feet in.
Stupid ass. Oh, like, bitch, you should have damn pulled it. Dumb.
And there you saw it, family. Just cut the fool right up into the end. And see, again, I'm glad that didn't cost her life. I'm glad that it wasn't a Daniel Holtzclaw situation. But damn it, you got some people in our community actually think that, they'll look at that and be like, yeah, man, she told them. I'm like, okay, and what did it get her? You told them. Really? Don't do this. Don't be this type of brother or sister, because you know if we brothers, we can't. Look, let me tell you something. Let me go here with it. Imagine if a black man tried to pull all that shit. Oh, man, we already know how that would have ended. Because, see, they look at us as an immediate threat, okay? We don't even have to be hostile or anything. They look at us as an automatic threat with their scary asses. She was fortunate that she didn't have the right ones out there at that particular time. Because, see, now, instead of her reflecting upon her actions, she's sitting there still trying to carry on as if, you know, she gonna run her mouth out the situation. I'm gonna say it one more time, ladies, your mouth is not power, okay? Especially when you're using it like that. Now, if you're using your verbal communication skills with a calm head, you can exhibit power with your words that could get you out of certain situations or prevent certain things altogether. But you must be a student of these types of things. And this is why we try to do what we do over here in New Black Media, okay? Because we already see we got these trigger-happy race soldiers out here that murdered our good brother, Senior Airman Roger Force, and may he rest in power. And condolences again to his family. But see, when you got fools out here that's going for, like we say down here in the South, who tied the bear? Okay, you just showing your ass for no reason. You playing a dangerous game, okay? So we have to do our best to educate those that will listen on what not to do. We're not done yet, though, because, see, I've given you my take on that and analyzed this, but we got some more words of wisdom here from the elder that I want y'all to soak in and pay attention to, because, see, I try to do these broadcasts from the standpoint that hopefully whoever comes across them, there's something in it that you can learn from, okay? And, you know, that's why I haven't been joking or cracking no types of jokes over here tonight, because there's certain times that you just don't do that, okay? I'm going to let the elder speak, and I want y'all to soak this up.
Well, the answer is stop pretending that white supremacy doesn't exist. We're already prisoners of war. The fear that black people have of the white supremacists, they should have it. There's something to fear. You know, that's natural. Fear serves a purpose, but you want to have an intelligent fear, particularly when you encounter law enforcement in the form of people pretending to be police officers when they're really race soldiers. And so you have a code. That's what I tried to write in the books, a code for how to act in the system of white supremacy, thought, speech, and action. The best way to think, according to some suggestions, and the best way to speak, and the best way to act. And so when it comes to encounters with any law enforcement officer, particularly one armed with badge and gun, particularly a gun, any type of weapon, anywhere in the world, don't fuss, don't fight, don't flee. These are the three don'ts. Don't fuss, don't fight, don't flee. I mean, trying to look tough, trying to talk tough and all like that is not going to get you anything except something that you don't want. And those who try it usually find that out and then wind up apologizing later on for their behavior. Don't do anything that you have to apologize for. Be consistent. So you know if you're not going to win, and you just about know that, why be an actor? Why try to pretend? This is not 10th grade on the school ground when you're in that type of situation. Mm-hmm. But we keep making that huge 5th grade mistake over and over again. Many of us, not all. But don't fuss, don't fight, don't flee.
Alrighty.
Comply with utmost courtesy. Why? Because if you do anything else, you most certainly are most likely to lose. L-O-S-E. Why do something that's guaranteed to be a loss? You You wouldn't do it at the gambling table, knowing full well that you can't win. You know that the roulette wheel is rigged, and you still put your money on it. That's a form of acute insanity. We need to stop pretending. We're prisoners of war. Act like it.
And there you heard it from the elder himself. I couldn't have said it any better. Family, I put this broadcast together in hopes that it will help whoever has the sense enough to listen to it, whether it was live or recorded. Please study this one, okay? Please study this one. Like the elder said, try to be consistent in your wisdom. When you're consistent in your wisdom, that's a protection for you and other people around you, okay? Please practice that consistency in wisdom, consistency in being calm under pressure, consistency in knowing when speaking puts you at a disadvantage, okay? Please remember these things and these lessons that we learned over here tonight. So with that said, salute to everybody contributing to the broadcast. Thank you very much. Before we go, again, I want to make sure I put this link to this camera system here in the chat room 3 more times. Okay, because I showed it earlier at the beginning of the broadcast. If you're just joining us or you're wondering what it is, I have a picture of it at the beginning of the broadcast. Fact of the business, I'm going to put it in here one more time for good measure. That's an affordable camera system that has a speaker on it. You can monitor what the camera sees on your phone. It has a 360 swivel capability. Okay, and it has an alarm on it, and it's very bright. It functions just like the light bulb that you would screw into your front porch or your back porch would function. It's just a high-tech version of it that could possibly, be the difference between you understanding what's going on outside your home and being at a disadvantageous position if you don't see what's going on outside your home, okay? So with that said, again, be consistent in your wisdom. Take care of yourselves. Black first, salute to you, and I will see you all in future content.
This is the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, and we still have a lot of discrepancies as far as the origins of hip-hop, a lot of claims, who did what, who was the first this, who was the this and that, and such. But at the end of the day, we need a definitive story, all right? And that story can only be told by the founders of this culture.
Like everything was being driven and influenced by young, black, American culture. Like the slang, the style of dress, the initial music that we chose.
Look at all the boroughs. You got, Money Making Manhattan and Money Earning Mount Vernon and Crooklyn. The Bronx was the boogie down Bronx. We was partying up there.
I am Coke LaRock, the first MC of hip hop. First cat to pick the mic up.
I introduced rapping to the turntable because when I came with it, nobody in the world was doing it. I'm right after Rudy Ray Moore.
They want to come in the mix, they want to say, we started. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What came to be known as hip hop was solely an African-American creation.
What you get out of some Jamaican toast? What is that? I've never heard of a rapper use a Jamaican toast or a Jamaican fleur as a rhyme. I never heard of it, and I don't know where that myth came from.
My name is legendary King Trixie from the Bronx, BX from the West Side. I am the first break dancer.
That narrative that hip-hop has had 3 founding fathers, that's been rolling for the last almost 30 years, which isn't true. You don't have just 3 people who created hip-hop. Hip-hop was created by a number of different people.
I am the grandfather, the godfather of the graffiti culture. I am the first element of hip-hop.
The roots of hip-hop being Jamaican, absolutely false.
My name is MC Sha-Rock. I am a founding member of the MC/rap culture.
Cassette tapes was the internet of our time. It just traveled around by hand.
Well, I know for a fact that the B-Boy stand started from the guards, the 5%ers that would be at the jams back in the days who were acting as security.
If they get the real truth of how it all was created, then so many lies would not be able to be in existence.